Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, we're going to react to the funniest Trump can't win compilation. So I'm guessing this is going to be people who were just 100% sold that Trump would never, win the election, probably become even the Republican nominee. Like, they just heavily bet against him. And I think he was underestimated quite a lot in the run-up to the first election. A lot of seasoned politicians and political commentators probably didn't take him seriously. They just thought he was, the guy from The Apprentice, like a businessman. But to be honest, it took me by surprise as well, that the way he was able to galvanize, large sections of the population. I think that whole "Make America Great Again" message was, that choosing that as his slogan was a genius move. You have to be honest. And for Kamala to put up a good fight against him and potentially win, she's going to really need to have, obviously she's got to have the ability, the debate ability, the campaigning ability, but she's also going to need to have the best copywriter she can find to think of a message that she can get across to the voters.
He's not going to be the nominee, Chuck. I mean, as you know, I'm ahead in Ohio.
So, Jenny, could he actually win?
No freaking way!
He will be tempted to run, be predictably shellacked.
Do not tell me that Donald Trump is in this to win this, okay? He's a sideshow.
This is going to turn a three-ring circus into a freak show.
He's not running for president. He's running for Keep Me Famous.
I thought this was maybe some strategy for a new reality show.
How should Republicans handle Donald Trump?
Ignore him.
And Donald Trump is not going to be the nominee of this party.
Well, I don't think it's likely that Donald Trump will be the nominee.
Well, I do, based on your theme, believe that he's here to stay for a while, maybe through a few primaries, but he is not going to be the nominee.
Well, I'm going to support the Republican nominee, and I'm comfortable that it's not going to be Donald Trump.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump. That's not going to happen.
It's crazy how, at that time, it just seemed so unlikely, so far away, and then we all saw what happened.
Donald Trump will not become president!
He's not going to be president. Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States. Take it to the bank. Okay. I guarantee it.
Take it to the bank.
If he becomes the president here, make it great, because the States is already great.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red capes.
On that note, Tom, pleasure.
Take it from me. How about that?
Cheers, Tom.
And then, of course, there's Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
The reaction, no reaction. The people closest to him, like these two, they probably want to laugh, but they can't.
Donald Trump, just last week, he confirmed to the National Review that he is again considering a run in 2016.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
So when you stand and deliver that State of the Union address, in no part of your mind or brain can you imagine Donald Trump standing up one day and delivering a State of the Union address?
Well, I can imagine it in a Saturday night skit. I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
He will never be president of the United States.
And we better be ready for the fact that he might be leading the Republican ticket next.
I know you don't believe that, but I want to go on.
Sorry to laugh.
There must have been people who believed it, though, at the time. From the start, who were the people that said he has a chance? Let me know.
Okay, here we are. And which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Of the declared ones, right now, Donald Trump.
Anna Coulter, right? Yeah, I've not heard from her in a while. So she was one of the early adopters.
And so, right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say, you're not going to be president, all right? But come on, buddy. all, let's say, cow poo-poo aside, there is zero chance we'll be seeing you being sworn in on the Capitol steps with your hand on a giant golden Bible.
I'll make a prediction, though, for you. And I don't really get into predictions much, but this one I'll go way out on a limb. Donald Trump will never, ever be president of the United States. That Trump should not be in this race. He's an absurdity. He is a travesty.
Donald Trump will never be elected
underrated.
president of the United States.
Donald Trump is a here today, gone tomorrow candidate for president of the United States. Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States.
They must have been so shocked when they started getting the results in and seeing that Trump has won this state, that state, this state, that state. They must have been thinking, what the hell is going on? Is there a problem with the machines? Has someone tampered with the votes?
Ever respectful of the fact that the people have not voted, he's not going to be president of the United States.
Let's be clear. Donald Trump will lose the election.
I mean, he had a really good chance to be different and really have a chance to change things, but he doesn't do the work. He's lazy.
We talk about him every day, and we continuously bash him.
He's not going to be the president. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
This will be a wake-up call to the Republican Party. Despite Boris thinking that Donald Trump could win New York, like this, the presidential race is over.
Could I just cut through? I have one thing to say, one thing only, and that is that this race is over. Tomorrow morning, the money will dry up. The Republicans will start to hide. Trump has no place to go. This race, effectively, as of tonight, is no longer a presidential race. I mean, everything I know about...
I hope he put money on it. Actually, no, because he would have lost. I mean, if he did put money on it, I'd love it if someone could tell me how much. He probably didn't. There must have been people who bet on Trump not to win, like huge sums.
Presidential politics, and I've been through 5 of them. I've never seen one like this. This race is over. You might as well accept it. And the question now is, how do you minimize damage? And the only way you can do that, it seems to me, is to try to grab hold of some old conservative value things and do what Mondale did in '84, which is try to save a few people down ballot. But as far as Donald Trump's concerned, it will never, ever, ever happen.
He's so sure.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
Our new NBC News SurveyMonkey poll is out today. It puts Hillary Clinton up by 10 points over Donald Trump. And this is not the first poll since the conventions to give Clinton a double-digit lead. This is actually the fourth. 4 polls.
This is why you can't trust polls. You just cannot trust polls. There's a lot of people that will change their vote once they get to the ballot box.
That have Clinton up by more than 10 points, or at least 10 points. Staying the kind of lead she has leaped out into this race, you could see other states that suddenly get crazy. States you wouldn't have even imagined, like a South Carolina, even a Texas, they could at least become competitive. And what it would mean doesn't mean Hillary Clinton's going to win all of these. It means we could have more competitive states than we ever imagined. That's the way to lay of the land right now at this low moment for Donald Trump. We'll be back right after this.
We are back with David Hundo P. Plouffe, the man who says Hillary Clinton has a 100% chance of winning. So that means that no scenario that we could lay out to get Donald Trump to 270 electoral votes is something he would buy. So we thought we'd get David in here to look at those scenarios.
How did they get it so wrong? How did they get it so wrong? I mean, unless all of these videos were quite early in the election cycle, you know, how were they so far away?
Republicans are talking about, citing them as a potential path to victory, and explain to us why they are not just implausible, but impossible.
If you look at Wisconsin, the Marquette poll came out yesterday. She's up 6 points. She's up 4 points in our polling in Pennsylvania. If she keeps those together, all she needs is New Hampshire, and she puts the race away, and she's up there.
Well,
so
for them, that's the whole Colorado. I mean,
for them to look at fortune, and it is true, fortune favors the bold. But if the Comey bomb didn't get them where they need to be,
that really is the question, right?
It's it'll be interesting tomorrow night. I think when Hillary Clinton wins that.
When, not if, but when. Wow, I love the confidence. when she wins.
Donald Trump will have lost this election from the very first day he announced.
If the numbers bear out what we're seeing thus far, Hillary Clinton will win Florida. And the delicious irony in this is that Donald Trump will have been kept from the White House by a big, beautiful brown wall.
And CNN projects Donald Trump will carry the state of Florida, Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas.
At this point, you just know that some people were quaking. They were like,
So he has now taken the lead. Donald Trump has 128 electoral votes. Yep. Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio. He has 167 electoral votes compared to Hillary Clinton's 109. Idaho, North Carolina, Georgia, Iowa, Utah, Wisconsin, Arizona.
But we should really just take a moment here and look at this. Pollsters predicted that Hillary Clinton was going to have not just a victory, but that she was going to win an electoral landslide. Not only is that not happening, it is entirely possible that Donald Trump is truly redrawing the map the way that he said he was going to. It was Donald Trump versus almost all the experts, and as of right now, it looks like Donald Trump was right.
Donald Trump has defeated Hillary Clinton to become president-elect of the United States.
And I think Hillary Clinton spent like way more on her campaign than he did. It was just the messaging and the personality, you know. Money obviously helps a lot in a political campaign, but if the person isn't bought into, they're not going to be president.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated.
This is not the outcome we wanted or we worked so hard for. And I'm sorry that we did not win this election.
I love this country.
The shockwaves from Donald Trump's victory continue to be felt across America and around the world.
Donald Trump wird der 45.
Élu Donald Trump, President-elect Donald Trump.
Everyone was wrong. The backlash begins. Some magazines are facing big embarrassments today. Newsweek had already shipped out this cover, Madam Secretary, but quickly had to change it to this.
Wow, they'd already put out the cover. That's hilarious. I mean, one of those must be worth, if anyone's got their hands on one of them with Madam Secretary, or, you know, her as the president, that's probably worth a lot of money.
President Trump.
Limited edition.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
Nobody saw this coming.
President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my...
Look at Nancy Pelosi. She can't even look.
My ability.
And will, to the best
of
my
ability. She
ability.
can't even look.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
They didn't see this happening in a million years. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. I mean, they just didn't see it coming. At least, but then again, unbelievable. They just didn't see it coming. I mean, but I'm guessing the right-wing press probably were a bit more favorable in their predictions towards Trump. I'm guessing the majority of the footage from this video was left-leaning, completely just trying to dismiss him as a candidate. It just goes to show you can't trust polls all the time. Obviously, I think closer to an election, like very close to an election, you can somewhat. But when it's quite early days, there's just too much time. A lot can happen in politics in 24 hours. So, you know, you just cannot underestimate, you know, Donald Trump. Like, even with all the money that's coming in for Kamala Harris, like I heard today that there's, like yesterday it was 50 million since that she was endorsed by Biden. Now it's $230 million. Just insane, almost 5x. There's going to be huge money behind Kamala, but she's got a real fight on her hands. Honestly, it's going to be very, very tough. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.